What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video today, I'm gonna break down how I was able to make $9,361, uh, more or less within the past few days of trading. If you're new to this channel, my name is Nolan. Right now, I'm currently on a journey to pass $5 million in funded account challenges. And I primarily trade the Dow Jones or US 30 or DJI or whatever financial market you guys are in. That's what I primarily trade. Point is, I trade indexes. I don't trade really anything else, maybe gold on occasion, but primarily indexes. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm going to break down the trade setup that actually hit huge, my mindset behind it, the whole analysis behind it. And then what I'm also going to do is go in depth to explain to you guys what it's like trading with these funded accounts and also just give an overall update on my funded account journey. So at this moment right now, I have $175,000 in funding from Top One Futures and Prime Funding. So Top One Futures is a futures company. Prime Funding is a Forex company. I have a 25K account with Prime Funding, and then I have three 50K accounts with Top One Futures. So as you guys can see right here with futures, with Top One Futures, this account is up $180. Then if I go to this account, I'm up $579, which is great. And then I have this account right here, which is up $56,044. So I kind of made a mistake with this account, and I'm going to explain to that briefly. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and break down to you guys the overall setup that I took last night to be able to help me make or actually end off this week at around $9,300 in profit. So the setup is pretty simple, right? US 30 for the past however long was just consolidating like crazy, right? As you guys can see here, up, down, up, down. It's primarily stayed within this range, okay, which has pros and cons. The pros is that, you pretty much know more or less where the market's going to go because it's consolidating. The cons is that again, we want to see, at least for me, I want to see real market moves. I want to see real trends being made. I want to see real kind of movement. It just helps with my overall strategy. However, with the strategy that I'm using right now, it's actually not bad during consolidating markets. So I'm still able to make money. But again, it's like, it's just annoying to watch, right? Like the market has been ranging like this for literally since what? January, so over a month, it's just been in this range, right? As you guys can see right here. So I have my buy side liquidity right here. I have my sell side liquidity, which is, which created equal lows recently. But anyways, let's come more so to the trade that I took pretty much late last night. So it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when I took this trade setup, and it just absolutely exploded once 9:30 a.m. hit. So the market, so I have a fair value gap down here, equal highs and equal lows being built into the market. Market came, created these equal highs and equal lows. So I was looking for one of a few things to happen. One, I wanted either these equal highs to be taken out or these equal lows to be taken out. Once that happened, a sweep would be formed, and then I was essentially going to be looking for fair value gaps or a displacement candle to then be able to enter in that. And so that's what we're able to get here, right? We have a fair value gap on the 4 hour time frame. Let me actually show you on the 4 hour time frame what that looks like. As you guys can see right here, this was my fair value gap on the 4 hour time frame. Market came down, swept those equal lows. So now I have my sweep. And once I saw that, market came up here. I entered here. My take profit was this gap. Okay. Now it hit for all of the other accounts, right? If I go to my dashboard, for example, right, I go down here. Okay. $166 that this trade I actually closed out early. So this setup actually closed out early. But as you can see on my other accounts, if they want to pull up by any chance, right? Okay, so this one is up $579. So if I scroll down here, you guys can see right here, YM buy, right? $585. Trade took around 3.5 hours to be able to hit. Okay. But my take profit and my stop loss were at that fair value gap. So let me go ahead and go back to here. So this is great, right? Trade had very little drawdown, hit here, absolutely hidden. Um, if I go on to Prime Funding, this actually hasn't updated yet because I'm up way more than $648. If I actually go to my Discord, I dropped in the Discord chats the actual trade itself. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. I actually dropped the trade itself, the overall P&L. So there you go. You guys can see right here. Right now, I'm up $1,257 on this account as well. So far, we're doing okay, right? But here's the problem. The problem is this, very simple to understand, right? The problem is when you're trading on funded accounts, all these different accounts, first and foremost, connecting them is a pain in the butt. I'm lucky that with one company, I can go ahead and have all three accounts here. So I could enter on like the same trade just on, two different times and everything's on one area. So I'm not really having to worry about it too much. But the issue overall is that this right here is a mistake. And the reason why it's a mistake of me making 6 grand in one day is because of a consistency rule. For those who don't know what a consistency rule is basically a consistency rule requires that no single trading day accounts for more than 20% of your total profits. Now, the reason why there's mixed feelings about this, okay? The mixed feelings about this are pretty simple. Traders hate the consistency rule. The reason why they hate the consistency rule is because why am I capping my profits as a trader? We know how much we're going to lose. We don't know potentially how much we could make though, right? Like we know whatever happens, worst case scenario, we know how much we're going to lose. That's why our stop loss is there, okay? Or our risk parameters, right? If you traders don't trade with a stop loss. So we know how much we're going to lose, but we don't know how much we could possibly make. Because let's in this trade idea, for example, I could still be in this trade right now and just hold this out and make, you know, 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. I don't know how much am I going to make. But if the trade was not going in my direction, I have my stop loss right here. So I know I would lose 500 bucks. And so when these opportunities like this happen, where our analysis is correct, our markups are correct, we don't want to cap that earning potential. And a lot of traders don't. Like if when you trade on live accounts, like if let's say you're not trading on funded accounts, let's say you have your own money in a brokerage, you don't want to cap your profits. The point of doing this is that the profits are uncapped. So the consistency rule is implemented because the prop firms, I'm gonna give the tea. I don't really give a shit at this point. The prop firms put in the consistency rule because of the fact that at the end of the day, they know that all it takes is for one trader to make X amount of dollars and completely take out all their profits from all the failed challenges, right? Now, instead of having a consistency rule, you should probably have a payout cap for a few payouts. That overall is better than a damn consistency rule. You know what I mean? Because at least with a payout cap, you can go ahead and regulate it from the business side of things. I think that's a better alternative than having a consistency rule. Because again, as a trader, because I completely violated my consistency rule. So if you're still confused about a consistency rule for those following this, here's what essentially that means. If the payout target level, so this account was at $50,000, that was the starting balance. The payout target level is 53,000, meaning I have to make $3,000 on this account in order to get a payout. And in Top One Futures, they give you a cap of 2,500 bucks that I can withdraw. So whatever. But the overall point is I can make no more than $600 in one single day because 20% of the $3,000 profit is 600 bucks. So that's what the consistency rule implies, that I, in this specific instance, cannot make more than $600 every single trading day. I just can't. And so they implemented the consistency rule. A lot of prop firms implement the consistency rule nowadays because of the fact that they quote unquote want to find great traders. They want to find consistent traders. They want to find traders who have a strategy, that know what they're doing, and going from there. Now, the cool thing about it is that after you get a few payouts, the consistency rule pretty much goes away after a while, right? Like after 3 payouts, I think for Top One Futures, it's uncapped profits. It's like 90-10 split, and then there's no consistency rule, which sounds great, right? It does sound great. But a mistake like this in the process, which in the grand scheme of trading is not a bad thing. This isn't a bad mistake to have. I now, as a trader, have to go so far out of my way to be able to get the consistency rule back down to 20%. So, because, and also it's my fault too. I didn't set a take profit on this account. I didn't, and I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. So this is why this is the case right now. All right. So a lot of traders hate the consistency rule. Prop firms implement it for two reasons. One, they want to find good traders. Like if it's a good prop firm, okay, it's fine to have, your rules in place. It's your company, for crying out loud. I mean, you could do whatever you want to do. Um, but we all know at the end of the day, for those who have been in the prop firm space for a while, that they implement the consistency rule because they know for a fact that for a trader to have that much control over their trading accounts is very, very rare to find. Like out of 100 traders, I mean, there was a whole study done on this in the prop firm industry, in the prop firm space, that out of 100 accounts being purchased, the average industry rate is at 7% actually get a payout. Just one payout. If you're talking about consistent payouts, meaning more than three, we're now at 1%. So they know that this consistency rule now puts that payout percentage on the overall industry standard down to like 3%. Meaning, if I'm a prop firm and I get paid out, let's say I sell 1,000 challenges and I have a 3% payout rate, that means I only got to pay three people out of the 997 accounts that I just gotten paid for, right? And if I set payout caps on top of the consistency rule, then you know it's even crazy. Now I know exactly how much money I'm going to make at the end of every single month. So from a business perspective, it's actually not the end of the like from a purely from the prop firm's perspective, as an entrepreneur myself who's trying to start a prop firm in the future, this is actually not a bad business. This is a solid business model. You know how much money is going to go out to traders. You know exactly how much you're going to get in. Your profit margins are through the roof, unless you have, a split with a white label or you have to pay, whatever for accounts on, for whatever brokerages. Not a bad business model at all. Prop firm can easily make a lot of money. But from a trader's aspect of it, this is annoying. It's very, very annoying because I could a mistake like not I it feels as a trader like I'm getting penalized for doing ultimately what I was supposed to do. That's why traders hate the consistency rule because it's like, why do I feel bad for making money? Isn't that the point? You know what I'm saying? So I have mixed feelings about this because as an entrepreneur, I see why the consistency rule exists. I get it. I understand. It makes business sense, right? And not only that, but you got a lot of influencers and entrepreneurs, a lot of influencers like trading influencers who will sell, let's say, 10 or 15 courses, have like a couple $1,000s to their name, then they'll buy 10 accounts like this, and then they'll just run through all of them and just gamble and gamble, and they'll be like, "Oh, I made $10,000 this month," and it's like, bro, no, no, you didn't. Like, or if you did make 10 grand this month, that was after you blew five or after you blew three on challenges and you were just full porting all of them. So as a prop firm, I also understand that you don't want those types of people on your platform because ultimately, if you're running this right, you want to be able to recruit traders to then trade your own internal capital, primarily from the challenge fees of failed traders, so that way you can continue to grow and can continue to make money. So that totally makes sense. So I get it. But as a trader, it still sucks. And it's still the most annoying rule in the prop firm industry. So, with that being said, in this case, this mistake cost me $35,000. So what do I mean by that? Well, that means that the most I could have made, the most I was supposed to make in a day was $600. But because I wanted to not pay attention, not set a take profit on this trade, and not be smart about it, and made 10 times that amount. This is like the most annoying thing ever. I made 10 times the amount I was supposed to in the given day. Bro, what am I doing, man? Damn. Anyways, let me get back to this. So because I made 10 times that amount, I now need to add $36,667 in profit to get a payout. Meaning, either I just chalk up this account and say, you know what, forget it, whatever, it's done, it's clipped for me. Or this balance to counteract the consistency rule, this balance needs to be at $85,000, more or less, actually closer to 90 grand. So I need to double this account because my dumbass 10x the profit. So yeah. So I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. I could either chalk this up as like, nah, I ain't gonna do that, or I could just go ahead and be like, all right, cool, let's go ahead and let's take on the challenge. But regardless of, I have two other accounts. So this one I'm at $579, which is fine. Nothing crazy. We're being smart, right? I'm underneath the consistency rule. It still says 100% right here, but that's just because I haven't had enough trades yet, so that's fine, right? But it says minimum required profit is 2896, which is fine. It correlates perfectly with the payout target level. So that's that. But so that account is the 6K win account. I have to figure out if I now want to double that account to then get a payout, or I can go ahead and just focus on these two. So probably most of the time I'm just going to focus on these two. Okay, so I need 3K on both of these accounts to be able to get a payout, and then once that happens, I'll be able to withdraw 2,500 from each account. So that's 5 grand. I'll be able to withdraw from both of these. Best case scenario, in some miraculous fashion, I'm able to get this equity up to like 100 bands. And then at that point, I can withdraw 2,500 from this account also. So 25, 50, 75, 7,500 bucks is best case scenario. Okay. Now with Prime Funding, going over to here, yeah, I'm at a higher profit target than this. I think my profit target now is like 50%. I think I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, 5% instead of 10%. So that's that. But my dashboard hasn't my dashboard hasn't updated yet. But anyways, from this account, I can withdraw up to 90% of my profits. So that'll be good too. So best case scenario in the next now, the only thing about this account though, which is annoying, is that I have 30 days to be able to get a payoff from this. So that's stupid. But be that as it may, overall, not upset about today. I feel kind of annoyed, but at the same time, as a trader, this builds my confidence. So even though I've completely violated the consistency rule, to me, it doesn't matter because I'm 150K funded. I have my strategy works, right? The trade is still going up. And that's the thing too. It's like on a live account, bro. If I was on my live account right now, oh my God, I'd be up so much damn money. Look at that. Oh, I can't. I'm stuck crying. Anyways, guys, that is how I was able to make $9,300 for this week. So I'm not upset about it. I'm actually pretty happy overall. I finished off the week right. I'm going to go ahead and keep working on these challenges. I'm going to go ahead and keep working on being able to make money, keep practicing. And my main goal at the end of Q1 is to have at least over $1 million in funding. So on a month by month basis, it looks like adding an additional 400K every single month. Um, but I know some months I'll be able to do it, some months I won't be able to do it. But again, the past $5 million in 12 months in funded account challenges is a challenge. Is no, no pun intended. It is difficult. But I know I can do it, and I know that my strategy works clearly too well. So we're just going to go ahead and keep going from there. All right. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new to day trading, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, go ahead and click the link in the description down below where my Discord is. It's a free Discord trading community. So you'll be able to talk to people. I do weekly breakdowns, everything like that. So you can learn absolutely for free. Yeah, that's really all I got so far. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Hope you guys like this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.